Good morning, students. I, Sadaf Khan from the Millennium School, South City, welcome you to this session of chemistry. Students, in my previous session, I was discussing the quantum numbers with you, and we had listed and discussed the four quantum numbers. That is the principal quantum number, represented by small letter n, azimuthal or subsidiary quantum number, represented by small letter l, magnetic quantum number, represented by m subscript l, and spin quantum number, m subscript s. And principal quantum number, which is represented as n, describes the principal energy level or the shell in which the electron is present. Azimuthal quantum number, represented by L, told us about the subshell in which the electron was present and the shape of the subshell. And we had seen the for the given value of azimuthal quantum number, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, we had seen the subshell notation, that is, if L is 0, the subshell is S, if it is 1, then it is P, 2, D, 3, F, and 4, G. Alright, then we had seen the magnetic quantum number, and we students, please try to recall that the magnetic quantum number determines the number of orbitals that are present in a particular subshell. So this I keep on repeatedly emphasizing, that in an atom there are shells in which the electrons revolve around the nucleus. A such shell consists of many subshells. A subshell has many orbitals, and in the orbitals electrons are present. So the magnetic quantum numbers tells us the number of orbitals that are present in a particular subshell, and also the orientation of the orbital. And the spin quantum number describes the orientation of the spin of the electron, whether it is clockwise or anti-clockwise, parallel or anti-parallel. Now, in this session, I am going to take you through the numerical application of the quantum numbers. It is a very, very, very important concept, that is quantum numbers. It has huge application, and for sure one or two questions are asked on this concept in your exams. Alright, so let's take a look at the first example. Write the value of the azimuthal and magnetic quantum number given the value of n, that is principal quantum number, is 2. So what is given in the question? Principal quantum number is given as 2. That is the shell number. Principal quantum number represents the shell number. It is given as 2. Alright, and you have to find out the value of azimuthal quantum number, that is L, and the value of magnetic quantum number, that is M. So you know, students, for n equals to 2, or for any value of n, L is equal to 0 to n minus 1. N is given as 2, so the values of L would be 0 to 2 minus 1. Instead of n, we substitute 2 over here, 2 minus 1, that is 0, 2 minus 1 is 1, and the value of L would be 0 and 1. Now we have the values of L. For given value of L, we know the values of M are plus L2 minus L. Alright, for a given value of L, we know that the values of M are plus L2 minus L. So for L equals to, see here there are two values of azimuthal quantum number, we will take them one by one. Alright, so for L equals to 2, students, for L equals to 0, you can see M will have any values from plus L to minus L. Since it is 0, M would be 0. And let me remind you, students, in this formula, when we find out the values of M, that is plus L to minus L, 0 is included. For next, the second value of L was 1. So for L equals to 1, M will have values from plus L to minus L, that is plus 1 to minus 1, and the values of M would be plus 1, 0, and minus 1. So it is a very simple concept. You just have to be very systematic and go step by step. Again, I just give you a quick recap of this. The value of principal quantum number was given, that is 2. For this value of principal quantum number, you are asked to find out the value of azimuthal quantum number, that is L, and magnetic quantum number, that is M. We know the formula. I have told you in my previous two videos when I described the four quantum numbers. For the value, for a given value of n, L is equal to 0 to n minus 1, and for a given value of L, M is equal to plus L2 minus L. So these two formulae we have applied, which I had described in the previous videos. One formula is this one, and the other formula is this one. Very, very simple. Value of n is equal to 2. Here we put 2 and 0 and 1, and then each value of L we calculate the value of n. Another important point that I have emphasized in my last video also, that these letters, that is the notation that we use, SPDF notation, they describe the spectral terms. Spectral terms, which means S means sharp, P is principal, D is diffused, and F is fundamental. So just a note that you can put in over here for your knowledge. Then students, next question, let's take a look. Slightly different question. Calculate the total values. Here it is sign of interrogation I have put. Calculate the total values of L, M and S for n equals to 3. L, M and the spin quantum number for n equals to 3. Here in these pink boxes I have highlighted the formulae which we are going to use, and these formulae you must learn up. They are going to come in very handy, students. So please learn up these 3 formulae and just jot it down somewhere and learn it up. If you are asked the total values, here we were finding out all the values. Here if total values are asked, I told you in last video also I had explained it to you that here you can see in this, against this chart, I had told you a very important point, that the number of subshells in a shell, that is how many subshells a shell is formed of, how many subshell a shell contains is equal to the shell number itself. So if the shell number is 2, the total number of subshells would also be 2. If the shell number is 3, total number of subshells would be 3. And you can see from here, if the shell number 1, then it has 1 subshell. Shell number 2, it has 2 subshells. Shell number 3, it has 3 subshells, and so on. So similarly, these 3 formulae I have put over here. Please learn them up. For a given value of n, L, that is azimuthal quantum number, is equal to n. Total value. This is the total value of L is equal to n. Total value of M for a given value of n. Please see, in all the 3 formulae I am relating the value of quantum numbers to the principal quantum number. All the quantum numbers can be, the total values of all the quantum numbers can be found out if you know the value of n, that is the principal quantum number. Total values of L is equal to n. Total value of M is equal to n square, and total value of S, that is the spin quantum number, is equal to 2n square. Alright, so when n was 3, L would also be 3. If n is 3, then M is equal to n square, that is 3 square, it will be 9. And if n is equal to 3, then S would be 2 into 3 square, which will be 2 into 9, 18. Alright, so please learn up these 3 formulae. All 3 are very, very important, and they will come in handy when you have to calculate the total value. Please pay attention, the total value. Now let's come to the next example, that is using the SPDF notations. Now you have to describe the orbitals with the following quantum numbers. Again, a very, very simple, students, you must remember, just a minute, please see, you must remember this, that for a given value of L, that is L0, 1, 2, 3, the subshell notation is 0, it is S, 1, P, 2, D, 3 and F. Alright, so this will come in handy for these kind of notations, for these kind of questions where you have to describe the quantum numbers using the SPDF notation. So in the question they have said, using the SPDF notation you have to describe the following quantum number. The first example is n is equal to 2, L is equal to 1, which means it is present in shell number 2. So we write 2. And L equals to 1 according to SPDF notation. See, when L is equal to 1, then the subshell notation is P. So we write the shell number and we write P. Alright, so this is the SPDF notation which is describing this set of quantum numbers. Then N is equal to 4, L is equal to 0. So simply first we write the shell number, that is 4 over here, and for L equals to 0, the students please see the SPDF notation, L equals to 0 is S, so we write 4S. Here 4 is the shell number that is given in the question itself. Now N equals to 5, so we write the shell number like this. L equals to 3, you can see it will be the F subshell, so we write the F subshell and the notation becomes 5F. Then n is equal to 3, L is equal to 2. We write shell number like this 3, and L equals to 2 is the D subshell, so we write 3D. So again, it is very, very simple. You just need to remember this, the subshell notation for the given values of L, and write the shell number first and then the subshell notation in terms of S, P, D and F. I hope it is clear, and please keep following, keep solving. You should have some stationery handy with you so that you are also calculating mentally also and solving it on paper and pen, using a paper and pen. Now, next example. Which of the following sets of quantum numbers are not permitted? So you have been given a set of quantum numbers and you have to indicate whether that the value of the quantum numbers is permitted or not permitted, possible or not possible. Now n is equal to 3, L is equal to 3, M is equal to +1, S is equal to -half. Now let's go step by step. I've just written the answer. Don't look at the answer right now. Now n is equal to 3. Fine, it means that it is present in the shell number 3. That is fine. L is equal to 3, and here lies the problem. Why? Because you know, students, for a given value of n, L is equal to 0 to n minus 1, which would be 0 to 3 minus 1. 3 minus 1, and it would become, I'm so sorry, this just bottom of the page not coming well out. So it would be 0, 0, 1, 3 minus 1 would be 2. So the L can have values of 0, 1, 2. The value of L equals to 3 is not possible. Hence, this set of quantum numbers is not permitted. So, step by step, we will see which quantum number is allowed or which is not allowed. In this, n equals to 3 is allowed. It obviously, an electron can be in the third shell, but in the third shell, L is not 3, which is not allowed, and hence this set of quantum numbers is not possible. Take a look at the second one. N is equal to 1. Fine. L is equal to 0. You see, L is equal to 0 to n minus 1. That is 1 minus 1. 0. L comes to 0. Fine. If L is equal to 0, M will be minus L to plus L. That is 0. That is also fine. And the electron could have a minus spin or a plus spin. That is also fine. A minus half spin. That is fine. So S could be plus half or minus half. Both are possible. If it is minus half, it is possible. So in this example, all the 4 quantum numbers are possible, and we say this set is possible. Now this one. N is equal to 3. That is fine. L is equal to 1. For n equals to 3, L will be 0 to 3 minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So this is also possible. M is equal to plus 1. Of course it is possible, because here it would be 0, then here it would be plus 1 to minus 1, so plus 1 is possible. S equals to 0. Now here lies the problem. This is not possible. If the electrons are present, it should have either a plus half spin or a minus half spin. It doesn't have a 0 spin. It should be should be having a clockwise movement or an orientation, or a clockwise orientation, but 0 spin is not allowed. Hence, this is not a possible set of quantum numbers. So this is not possible or not permitted. Last, n is equal to 0, L equals to 1, M equals to minus half, S is equal to plus half. Now, here the problem lies on the principal quantum number itself. Principal quantum number, that is the shell number, has any value which is an integer 1, 2, 3, 4. It cannot have a value equals to 0. Hence, this set of quantum numbers is not possible. So students, now I will be uploading your IP on FlipLearn, where I would be writing down the question numbers from your NCERT that are just that you just have to solve on this concept of quantum numbers. Please go through the videos on quantum numbers carefully, the questions that I have taken up, and I'm sure most of you will be able to solve the questions. In case of any problem, we'll discuss it. You are free to send me your queries and I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you so much.